Hey guys, welcome to today's video. If you are new here, my name is Corrina, and please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my videos. But today I'm doing my go-to makeup routine, so if you guys want to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. So my skin is already prepped, so I'm just going to start by going in with primers first. This is the e.l.f. Dew Primer, and then I'm also going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So I just put this all over my face. Sometimes I'll put it on my hands first, and then other times I just like dot it on. So once I have that all over my face, I just go in with the putty primer, and I just put this in the areas where I have the most pores. So I put this like around my nose, and then I also put some like on the middle of my forehead, and then like a little bit on my chin. And once I have that all over my face, I kind of let it sit for maybe 30 seconds. Okay, so next I go in with foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Dewy Smooth Foundation, and I'm mixing it with this e.l.f. CC cream because I'm obviously darker on my body, so I need a little bit of darker shade, and the Maybelline one is a little bit too light for me. So I'm just putting this on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna mix it with my fingers. I'm just gonna like put this all over my face. So once that's all over my face and I look crazy, I'm just gonna go in with this beauty blender and I'm gonna blend it all in. So now that that's blended out, my next step is concealer. And I first like to go in with this Maybelline color corrector. I have the shade 120 Peach. Because I have like naturally like darker and discolored under eyes, I like to go in with this first, so it kind of gets rid of that, and then it makes the concealer do a little better job and kind of covers that up. So I just squeeze a little bit of this out and put it underneath my eyes, and then I'm just gonna go through and blend this with my finger. That way I get the most coverage. Now that that's all blended out, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Light Beige. And I just put this under my eyes. And then I kind of drag it out. And then I also put it on top of my eyelid. So now I have it in those places. I'm also going to put just a little bit underneath my nose. Kind of like in these areas. And then just like a little bit on my chin. And now that I have in all those areas, next I do my eyebrows. So I use the Maybelline New York Brow Ultra Slim. I really like this eyebrow pencil. And basically all I do is I underline my eyebrow and then like overline it. And then I extend my tail a little bit and then I just fill it in. I don't use any pomades or anything. I strictly just use this eyebrow pencil. So here's what it looks like afterwards, and I still have to do the gel, but I'm gonna finish this other eyebrow and then I'll come back and we will put some gel on it and then we'll blend out this concealer. Okay, so I just finished the other eyebrow, and now I'm gonna go in with the NYX the Brow Glue. And I don't push them up or anything, I just go over them as they are. And yeah, let's just put this on both of my eyebrows. And I kind of just go right over the top. Okay, so now that that's done, I don't do a whole lot because I don't want them to like look too sticky or anything. I just want it to like hold it in place. But next we're just gonna blend out this concealer. I like to try and make sure I keep the concealer in the areas that it was placed, but I will drag it down just a little bit under my eyes and like kind of towards the side of my nose. And then just blend it on my eyelid and then kind of bring it in. And then I'll go ahead and blend this stuff out. Now that that's all blended out, I'm going to go in with contour. So I'm using the Maybelline concealer. The shade wore off, so unfortunately I don't have a shade name, but it's just one of their darker concealers. And I'm just going to place this right here. And then in two little dots on my forehead. And then the same thing on this side. And then down my nose. So that's all of the places that I place it, and then I use the excess just to like go underneath. I don't like put it there by itself because I don't want it to look too harsh. So I'm just gonna go in and blend this. I like tap it in first to get all the placement that I want, and then I just go in upwards motions. And sometimes if I put a little too much, it looks a little crazy, but once you blend it out with a beauty blender, it definitely looks a lot better. And to blend this out, I'm just using the e.l.f. contouring brush. And then when I have excess, I just do like swiping motions underneath, and then I kind of drag it down. And then I just do the same thing. And then I'm gonna go blend this out on my nose. And then when doing so, I'm gonna make sure to drag some and put it in this area right here. Okay, now that I'm done with that, next I go in with my liquid blush. So I'm using Rare Beauty, and this is in the shade Happy. And this goes a long way because it's very pigmented. So I just like doing a little bit. And then you can either blend this out with your finger or a brush. And today I'm gonna use a brush. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Complexion Duo, and I just use the fluffy end. And I just kind of tap this and move the product where I want it to go. And then once I have it blended out on both sides, I just go in with like whatever's left and just kind of like dab it on my nose, because I don't want that to be too pigmented either. So after that, I'm gonna go in with the powder. So I'm gonna go over top that contour we just did, and I'm gonna use the Hoola Benefit bronzer. This is absolutely my favorite bronzer, and I'm gonna use this brush. It's from Amazon. It's kind of like an angled brush. So I just go over that same area, and I normally just do some tapping motions, and then go back on my forehead and kind of just swipe it on the top. And then I'll go over the bottom again, kind of bring that down. And then it comes with this little brush, and this is what I use to go back over that nose contour. And so I just swipe it down. And then if I ever need it to be like a little cleaner and more precise, I'll go in with like kind of like an eyeshadow brush. But I think that this gets the job done, and it's really easy to use for nose contour. Okay, so now that that's done, time to go over the top of that blush. So I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics brush. Oh my god, Kylie Cosmetics blush, and this is in the shade We're Going Shopping. And I'm using another brush from that same Amazon collection and just tapping this over the top of the blush that we just did. I really like this blush. I think it goes really well with the Rare Beauty one, and I just like how bright it is. Now I'll do a little bit on my nose. And that is it for blush and bronzer. So once that's done, this is when I go in and I set that concealer from earlier, and I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, and this is in the shade Banana. And so I'm just going in with this little, I don't even know what to call it, but I'm just using this to go in and set that concealer in. I like to do it after in case it gets a little messy up there, so that way I can make sure it's clean after doing bronzer and blush. So I bring this down my nose just a little bit, and then I'll just do some excess on my eyelid since we also put concealer there. And then I use the excess to go in those other areas as well. And make sure I drag it back out like we did with the concealer. And then I use that excess to go underneath the bronzer and the blush. Honestly, I find that mine doesn't get super like messy or anything, and I don't want it to be like a harsh line, so I don't like to bake. I just kind of do like a sweeping motion of powder underneath that area. And then just to make sure it's all seamless, I just kind of double check it and then press over some areas with my beauty blender if I need to. So that's pretty much it for the base. So I'm gonna go in with some setting spray really quick, and I'm using the Milani Make It Last Dewy Setting Spray. Okay, so now that the base is done, we're moving on to the eyes. Going in with that same bronzer that I used earlier, and I'm just grabbing like a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm just gonna put this all over my eyelid, and I'm also gonna bring it down underneath my eye as well. I really like using this stuff because it looks so natural and it blends obviously really well with everything else that we did, especially like the nose contour. So this is definitely my go-to like color to use for eyeshadow, especially in the summertime. Okay, so once I have that all blended out, this is pretty much what it looks like. And then I'm gonna go in with this Tarte palette, and I'm gonna take like a like slanted mini eyeshadow brush for like winged liner, and I'm gonna take this dark brown shade, and I'm just gonna do some winged highlighter. So I start out with just drawing the line, and then I connect it. Okay, so this is what it ends up looking like, and then just going with that same shade, and I kind of just like line like right on my lash line. So I just take it and I go all the way across, and then I make sure that I connect it with that top of that wing. Okay, so after the wing and then lining the top of the lash line, I'm gonna take that same shade and kind of create like a cat eye look. So basically, it's gonna be kind of hard to show, but you just fill in that area right there, and then do the same thing on the bottom. So you're just gonna fill that in and make sure it's all connected. And then you're gonna take like the pointy part of the brush and then just extend this part right here. So I'm basically just drawing a line, and it definitely makes a big difference in my eye shape, so I love to do this. And then I just keep going over it to make it a little bit darker with that same color of eyeshadow. Now that I have my left eye done, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the second one off camera, and then I will show you guys what's next. Okay, so now that both of the wings are done, I just go over like the front part of my eyes with some like glitter eyeshadow. So I'm taking that same palette from before, and it's going in with this like gold shimmer shade, and I just like put it over the top just because it kind of like re-brightens up my eye. I don't need it to be too intense. I just want it to make my eyes look a little bit more open. Okay, so after that, it's just time to go in with some mascara. So I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use this Benefit Roller Lash. Okay, so I just curled my eyelashes, and I'm just gonna show you the difference that this mascara makes. So I pretty much just blink into it. I can zoom you guys in just a little bit. Okay. So I'm just trying to show you guys like the difference that this mascara makes. It is a little more of an expensive mascara, but I definitely think it's worth it. This is just one coat, and I'm not even going crazy with it because I know that I'm gonna put falsies on afterwards, but if I were to like do this by itself, I definitely could. And I could definitely build that up, but I love this mascara. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the other one, and I'm gonna do my bottom lashes because I cannot do that on camera, and then I'll see you guys when I'm done. Okay, so this is the finished mascara, and now I'm gonna go in with these Ardell Wispies, and I'm gonna use this like purple duo lash glue, and I'm just gonna apply these lashes really quick, kind of show you guys what they look like. So these are the lashes. And I'm gonna put these on and then I will be right back and we'll finish up this makeup look. Okay, so I just finished putting on the lashes and here's what they look like. So now I'm gonna go in with that same setting spray as before and kind of just like cover my eyes and spray this all over so we can go in with our highlight. So for highlight, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. And I always just go in with this gold shade. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put it under where we did like the cat eye. And I'm gonna skip the line and then I'm just gonna go right above it. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And then I also go under my brow bone. And then I go down my nose a little bit, and then I also put it on the tip of my nose. Put a little bit more under my brow. Okay. And then I do the same thing on the other side, and then I take a little bit bigger brush, and then this is when I go over my cheekbones. And that's kind of what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side and then we will come back for our lip liner. Okay, so now that we're looking all glowy, I went in one last time with that same setting spray and now is for our final step of lip liner. So I'm using the NYX Professional Makeup in the shade, I think it's Cane's. It's like this pink shade. And I just underline my lips a little bit and then I kind of just like flatten out the top. Okay, so kind of just go over this with my finger and kind of just like smooth it out a little bit. And then over the top, I'm gonna go in with this Soap and Glory. It's this like Pillow Plump lip gloss. So I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit of this out and kind of focus it in the middle. Alright, so that is my lip combo. I really love pink lip gloss, lip combos, like lip liners, all of that stuff. It's definitely my go-to. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You should definitely try out this makeup routine. I would love to see some of you guys try it, so let me know if you do. But that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and stay tuned for the next one.